on days like today, it's important to keep your eyes on the bigger picture. So in today's video, I'm going to be explaining why I believe that AI can go way higher than where we've seen it go over the last month or so. And also stay tuned until the end because I will be sharing one new AI project that I believe has 100x potential. If you do enjoy the video, please do drop a like, subscribe to the channel, but let's get started by looking at the Nvidia AI Conference. So for those who are not aware, Nvidia AI Conference is going on this week, and it's a pretty big deal because, let's face it, Nvidia is a huge company and they're getting a lot of attention recently. Now, if we actually have a look, we can see that Nvidia is at the moment the 4th biggest asset on the planet and the 3rd biggest company behind Microsoft and Apple. So there's no denying how big Nvidia has become. And the conference that they are hosting at the moment is GTC AI Conference, going on in California as of the time of recording. Now, of course, this brings a lot of eyes to AI in general, more so in the Web 2 world. But an interesting thing to show is that on the website itself, we can see some of the speakers. And if we scroll through this pretty impressive list, we've got people from Meta, OpenAI, LinkedIn, Microsoft, all of the big companies that you would expect. But then if we scroll down here, we can see the co-founder of Near Protocol, which of course is a layer 1 in the crypto space. Now, for me, this is quite encouraging to see because a lot of big companies, Web 2 companies, shut out crypto and don't want anything to do with it. But it's quite clear that Nvidia is open to seeing the innovations and the tech that can come from crypto and blockchain. So this is a very promising step forward in the right direction. And people may be wondering exactly why this matters, but the thing is here is we've always had a problem with that Web 2, Web 3 connection, no matter what the sector or narrative may be. But it's quite clear that now, especially with the generation who are investing in crypto, they know a lot about AI. They've heard about ChatGPT and all of these other cool products that they can actually use in the real world. And I think that's very important because when people use it in the real world, they can actually connect to it, understand the use case, and also understand the potential. So I think this conference, especially with crypto speakers involved, is going to be very bullish for not just crypto, but more specifically for the AI narrative. So there is absolutely no doubt that I am bullish on AI fundamentally, but how does this equate to actually making money and investing in the AI sector within crypto? So we're going to have a look firstly at the total market cap for the AI sector, all of the AI projects combined. And after last night's dump, we're at around a $22 billion market cap. Now, when we look at that immediately, I just think that is incredibly undervalued for the potential and everything we've discussed with how big AI could be, not just in Web 3, but also in Web 2. Now, the easiest comparison that I'm going to make here is looking at Cardano. This is a very love-hate project, but there is no denying that it was huge in 2021. So in 2021, we've seen the Cardano market cap top out at around 90 to 92 billion. Now, the interesting thing here is when Cardano tops out in 2021, we've seen the total crypto market cap at around 3 trillion, which means that Cardano actually took around a 3% market share at the time. Now, a lot of people are expecting crypto to be even bigger this time around, maybe 6 to 10 trillion. And if AI can take 3% of that, it's already huge compared to where it is now. So although we've seen a huge run over the last month or so and many multipliers for many coins, which we'll get into in a minute, there is still a massive potential for AI to grow even bigger. Now, for easy maths, let's say you are super bullish on crypto generally, and you think that we will reach a $10 trillion market cap. But when we're talking about market share, maybe AI can take 5% because at the end of the day, Cardano took 3% and that's a single project. We're talking about the full AI sector here, and maybe some people will think 5% is still quite conservative, but for easy maths, let's just run these numbers. So when we've got a $10 trillion market cap and AI can take 5%, it's taking around 500 billion, half a trillion as a total. Now, compared to the 22 billion that we're at right now, you can see that there is a massive room for upside. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that the top projects are going to run 100x and leave the smaller ones behind. I think the general idea here is that the blue chips will do less multipliers because they're already fairly big, well established, and there will be room for some 100x gems, and that is exactly why I want to share one later in this video. Now, around 1 month ago, I shared a video on this channel which was 3 AI gems that could 10 to 50x. And over the last month, we have seen an incredible return for a lot of AI cryptos. So first of all, on that list, we had FET. Now, FET ran from $1 at the time of recording that video all the way up to $3. We had AIOZ, which performed extremely well, running from around 20 cents to $1 yesterday. We had Prime, which is a Web3 gaming cum AI project that ran from around $12 to $28. And then finally AIT, which was a bonus project on that list, which is a smaller market cap, and it actually ran from around 55 cents to around 120. Now, they're not the 10 to 50x returns because that's in the long term, not over the last month. But it just shows how big AI is actually becoming. Now, the key here is that if you are looking to get AI exposure, and we are seeing the dips across the market that we are now, I do believe maybe not going all in is the answer right now. We could go lower. We don't have a crystal ball to find that out. But there is definitely a reasonable argument that you should be looking to dollar cost average and increase your exposure to AI projects if you have the stables or the capital available. Now, when it comes to these type of videos, I'm sharing them all the time. As soon as I seen the AI trend pick up, I got the video out immediately. So do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you don't miss the next one. So now we're going to look into the 100x AI gem. And there are 2 things that I need to note before moving on to announce what the coin is. Number 1 is that this coin is not live yet. So if you see any links or any tokens, they are all scams. Make sure you follow the official Twitter page so you get the real announcements. And number 2 is that I am an early investor in this project. Now, I believe that this project has serious potential. That's why I'm sharing it, but that is also why I invested. Now, to announce the project is Sharp Labs, Sharp AI. And there are a few different tweets that we are going to cover now. And you can take in the information, go away, do your own research, and then come to your own conclusions. But I'm just sharing the information that is out there on the Twitter page right now. Now, the first thing to note is that they have a airdrop live. This is season 1 of their airdrop, and there is a full article explaining exactly how you can get involved in this airdrop. So if you are bullish on the project, it's definitely worth checking this out because there could be potential here for some free tokens. Now, the next tweet we're going to share is their recent announcement of building the future with Microsoft. So this taps into what we said earlier with Nvidia. They're accepting crypto projects. They're a lot more open to working with them now. And Sharp AI is part of the Microsoft Startup Founders Hub. Now, for them to accept them in and let them work alongside them and help them and give them guidance, that's a big step because they're going to have the best of the best steering them in the right direction. And then on the back of that is the second tweet, which is pretty much the same thing or a similar thing with a relationship they have with Google AI. So that they are part of Google AI's startup program, but not just that. We can see from a tweet here from Macro CRG, a good friend of mine, that they were onboarded to the Google startup program with a 350k grant. So maybe some people in crypto think that isn't a lot of money, especially for a new project who are raising, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that Google are willing to give them that kind of money shows that they believe in them, they believe the potential, and again, they're happy to get involved in crypto. So there's a lot of good stuff going for Sharp AI at the moment, and they're definitely worth checking out and doing your own research on. So that is all for today's video. I do think when there are red days and people are getting caught up in lower time frame price action and the dumps and everything's going to zero, it is important to take a step back, look at the bigger picture and realize that sectors such as AI have so much more potential in the long term. Now, if you're a trader, completely different story, I understand that, but for investors, it's about making sure you've got exposure to these sectors, to these narratives that are set to explode either this year or next. If you did enjoy the video, please do drop a like, subscribe to the channel, comment and let me know what you think about AI moving forward, any projects you like the look of. But with that said, please do trade safe, invest safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.